Hello everyone. Welcome to Tales of Light. Have you ever felt like you're running on a treadmill? Moving, sweating, but staying in the same place? This is the story of Mark, a man who thought grit alone would save him. Until he learned how to think his way out of being stuck. Mark grew up believing into simple ideas. Work hard, and good things follow. He studied late. He said yes to extra shifts. He read books. He watched videos. He copied morning routines he found online. He tried every hack. On paper, Mark did the right things. Yet his life didn't change the way he expected. He had a steady job. He paid his bills. But the dream, the one that warmed him at 2 a.m., stayed stubbornly out of reach. So what happened? Why did effort not equal progress? At first, Mark blamed chance. Then he blamed timing. He blamed other people. He blamed the market. But quietly, something else was true. Mark hadn't learned how to solve the real problems. He was great at doing, not at diagnosing. Small choices add up. Tiny repeated mistakes become patterns. Mark was caught in patterns that felt like invisible rails. He kept pushing harder on the same rail, expecting a different train to arrive. One morning, Mark hit the wall. Not a dramatic crash, a slow, sinking feeling. He realized he had been busy for years, but not moving forward. The work felt hollow. The try harder trick didn't work anymore. Why? Because Mark was solving the wrong problems. He treated symptoms like enemies. He attacked surface-level stuff, productivity apps, new routines, motivational videos. Each helped a bit, but only for a day. Then the old resistance returned. He wanted progress. He feared failure. So he swung between extremes, frantic bursts of activity, then quiet resignation. That pattern killed momentum. It kept him stuck. The worst part was doubt. The part that whispered, maybe you're not cut out for this. Doubt made him quiet. Doubt made him stop experimenting. Doubt made him copy others instead of testing for himself. But one night, when he was too tired to filter his thoughts, Mark wrote, "What is the real problem?" He sat with that question, not the "I need more discipline" answer, not the "I need more time" answer. He wrote, "Why haven't I reached the goal?" and forced himself to list facts, not feelings. Fact 1. I spend most of my time on urgent tasks that do not move my big goal forward. Fact 2. I avoid deep, focused work because I fear it will expose how little progress I've made. Fact 3. I try to copy success, but my circumstances are different. Those facts felt simple. They were also brutally clarifying. Mark realized he had been playing busy as a defense. Busy felt safe. Being visible felt risky. That night, something shifted. He didn't have a map, but he had a new question. How do people who solve problems think? He decided to stop hammering at the wall. He would study the wall. He would test. Not guess. Mark began to experiment. Not grand plans. Tiny tests. He treated each problem like a small machine to inspect. He learned 3 habits that changed everything. Define the problem precisely. Instead of "I'm not productive," he wrote, "I spend 4 hours daily on email and social updates that don't move my project forward." That specific sentence told him what to change. Break problems into parts. Big goals felt giant. He split them into pieces. Small pieces are testable. Small pieces are beatable. He could try one change for a week and see the result. Measure what matters. He stopped counting hours and started counting outcomes. How many meaningful tasks moved forward? How many experiments finished? Numbers helped him remove emotion from results. At first, the tests failed. Many of them. He felt the old sting, but failures were now data, not judgments. He learned to be curious. Why did that test fail? What did it teach me? One day, he tried a small thing. No email before noon. and to focus blocks for creative work. It sounded simple. It felt risky. But he kept the test for 2 weeks. The first week, nothing dramatic. The second week, the tiny win. He completed a crucial draft he'd been avoiding for months. The draft wasn't perfect. It didn't need to be. It existed. That small result created a ripple. Confidence returned. He tried another test, another small win, another adjustment. At the peak of this change, Mark sat in the same coffee shop where he had once felt distant. This time, he smiled slightly at his own hands, the hands of the man who had learned to inspect problems instead of fighting shadows. He realized the difference between being busy and being effective. He learned the shape of progress. Mark's change was not dramatic or instant. It was patient, methodical, and sometimes boring. It was the kind of work that doesn't show up in a single inspirational clip. It shows up as steady progress. Here's the moral in plain words. Most people get stuck not because they lack will, but because they don't know how to frame problems. If you want to move, try these simple moves. Number 1. Name the problem exactly. Avoid vague complaints. Facts beat feelings when you're trying to improve. Number 2. Split the big trouble into tiny tests. Small experiments reduce fear and speed learning. Number 3. Treat failure as feedback. Ask, what did I learn? Not why me. Number 4. Measure outcomes, not activity. Hours are not the same as results. Number 5. Repeat, adjust, and stay curious. Progress compounds when you learn from each tiny experiment. Thinking like a problem solver doesn't mean you stop feeling. You still care. You're still human. But you give your heart and brain a team to work together. Curiosity steadies courage. Data reduces drama. Action becomes smarter. If you're feeling stuck today, this is for you. You don't need to copy someone else's playbook. You need a thinking playbook of your own. One that fits your life, your fears, and your tiny wins. Start small. Ask a clear question. Run a tiny test. Learn. Repeat. Over time, you'll see the tracks you built. They'll lead somewhere you didn't reach by accident. Mark's story is simple because the truth is simple. Progress is a set of informed choices, not a single heroic act. You don't need to be brave every hour. You need to be curious, patient, and honest about what actually moves the needle. So tonight, try this. Write one sentence that names your real problem. Then write one small test you can run in 7 days. That's all. One sentence, 1 week. One test. If Mark's story moved you, do one thing right now. Try the one sentence problem exercise and leave the sentence in the comments. Tell us what tiny test you'll run this week. Your small idea might help someone else. If you found value here, like, share, and subscribe to Tales of Light. It helps us keep making stories that matter. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be curious. Keep testing, keep learning, keep going.